notice there's a family here and you feel like you're part of it from day one. I think it's the size that makes that possible, but also the people. I really feel very strongly that the focus is on the individual and their experience and training, and that's something that you can't really replicate other places.
Yeah, I was looking for an anesthesia program that had average amount of residents, a nice tight class size that all got along, and exposure to diverse cases in a city, and I felt like Tufts would give me that.
The graduates of this program become very strong clinicians, which is really important to me. So you get to be very comfortable with taking care of sick patients.
You're always nervous walking into something new. I think the residents and the attendings, from the seniors all the way to the last years, the chiefs and everybody, they do make a very big effort, a very strong effort into making you feel at home. And I definitely think there's a sense of camaraderie and a team effort here I think it's pretty unparalleled.
And I think that that's one of the most important things that Tufts gives you, is that you feel like you really are a crucial part of the team. Everyone works well together, everyone listens to each other. It doesn't feel like there's any sort of tension or battle. The main final goal is the patient.
I did surgery on a NICU patient. I did surgery on a cardiac patient who had an ECMO. And so that was something that's very challenging for me, because this is a fellowship level case that I'm getting experience as a resident. So it's really a great experience.
We have acute patients, we get a lot of trauma, we get a lot of great cardiac cases, and just the structure of the program, even from CA 1 year, we get to do cardiac, neuro, and get to see a lot of complex cases with a lot of support from our attendings and senior residents.
You get to kind of understand people from all different walks of life. It helps you as a physician to then use that in your approach to patients. You never know where a patient is coming from, just like you never know where one of your residents is coming from. And I think it's kind of broadened my horizons personally. Having been a student at other institutions, having as a resident rotated at other places, I have come away from those experiences being thankful that I'm at Tufts, and it's primarily because of the rigor of our training. One of the other reasons I chose Tufts was I wanted to go somewhere that would leave me feeling prepared to enter practice and never be scared about what's going to come in through the door.
We have very, very strong research in cardiac, anesthesiology, and critical care, which helps us actually with a fellowship placement. It's definitely a good place to do research here and experience different clinical trials, different type of research.
Research opportunities here are plentiful. We have so many faculty that are doing so many great things. I think as one of the stories I would love to tell is that we're here on our first day, and one of our attendings, he sticks our head in and says, if anyone's doing cardiac, we need to start on research right now. So yeah, we're definitely, there's a lot of opportunities. The faculty is very supportive.
I think Tufts is really unique in that first year residents have experience in cardiac cases as well as neuro cases, very high risk patient populations that we don't really get exposure to later on in other programs we're thrown into immediately. So once you see that for the first time, you can really brace for and prepare later down for your career.
I would say from earlier on, we are assigned a mentor based on our interests, and I think that's something that's very helpful for us. So we have someone to turn to. Walking into the gate, they give us what we call a big sibling. So someone who's a senior resident that we look up to. We can ask questions. That's a big benefit.
Then coming into Boston was definitely a nice experience. Yeah, you'll get used to the cold. It's fine. It's not too bad. There's a lot of activities here. There's a lot of gyms. There's a lot of outdoor activities, hiking trails. I definitely think Boston's a nice place to be.
Who has 2 young children. It's a really wonderful place to raise a family. Massachusetts public schools are rated year after year as top in the country. It's nice to be able to kind of enjoy the entire environment, from going out to the beaches of Cape Cod to taking a quick drive up to the mountains of New Hampshire and going skiing.
I really enjoy the water. I grew up swimming. I'm a swim instructor, lifeguard. So for me, when I walk to like the Esplanade by the Charles River, I will just sit there all afternoon and just veg out. Or kayak if I feel I'm up to it and active.
I moved here not knowing a single person, with no ties from California, and I've loved it here, and it's been a great 3 years for me. Because of how young it is and how many universities are around, there's no shortage of things to do, people to do them with, and I've had a really great time.
Most people probably won't be able to come see Boston, but there's a lot of great things to do here. We have Boston Commons Park right down the street, Chinatown, like I mentioned, South End, and all of Boston to explore. It's a wonderful city.
So while I'm at work, I'm working really hard, getting a great experience, getting great exposure, but they have made the schedule in such a way that I can go home, have time, enjoy my family. On average, the work hour week is about 60 hours, which is really manageable.
Training is tough, and training can be very difficult. We really do care about our residents and their well-being. We make sure that the duty hours are not excessive. The goal of wellness in residency should be to develop healthy habits for the rest of your career.
We thank our lucky stars every day that we have each other. My residency friends are some of the best friends I've made, and they'll be my friends for life. I couldn't put my finger on what the leadership in the program is looking for, other than they just really want to find good people that are willing to work hard and help each other out.
And then I promise you'll have fun. It'll be a nice place to be.